Benu. I produce, I play keys, and I also cut hair, barber. Since I was 13, since I first started to learn how to play the keys,
Okay.
I was just always interested in creating I was just interested in creating production around something, you know, just making it complete and finding a home for it. And so I just started to produce since I was 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you fall in love with music, and what inspired you to become a producer?
Yeah, so I actually started doing music out of jealousy, and there's a backstory to that. So I was 13, and I was at my friend's birthday party, and his older sister had that little toy piano that would light up, and she played "Happy Birthday," just a simple melody. Everybody's going crazy. Oh my God, you can play! I was like, I could do that too. So I remember I just took the keys. Mind you, nobody was asking me yo, can you do, you know what I'm saying? I just got jealous that they had that attention. Man, I'm just a goofy guy, bro. I'm always laughing, I'm always making weird noises, I'm always trying to make people feel good. I'm just a very, I hate talking about myself, bro, but I would say I'm a very compassionate, loving person. I always want to see the other person win and succeed because I understand what that feels like, how to have that encouragement and support and be able to accept, you know what I'm saying? And so because I recognize that for myself, I love being able to give that back, you know?
Okay.
So that's the kind of the person that I am.
When did you fall in love with music?
Yeah, so I had a rap group with my brother, TMG Boys.
Okay.
And we had 2 albums, and for those years that I was doing that, my main focus was to get noticed so people could see me. It wasn't until I went to college when I was 18 where I realized, okay, this is for real, and I started to actually take it more serious, and that's when I kind of started to evolve to actually doing it for the love of music.
How long have you been producing music?
I would say around the same time, because I had the type of keyboard where, I don't know if y'all remember, but you could also record on the keyboard. So I would do a piano chord melody, and then I would play back, and then I would add in drums, and it was literally straight through. I couldn't stop, I would have to go straight. And so I started producing at the same time I started playing keys. Luckily my dad had the music equipment, like Cubase, the Reason, the speakers, the keyboard, and he taught me how to use it, and from there it was just...
What accomplishments are you most proud of?
I think the biggest one, man, right now is that EP I worked on with Albie. Dope artist, man. It was a challenge, you know, working with another artist, but I'm just proud to have completed something, having to start it and then finish it and being able to show the world, you know, yo.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is music to you?
Bro, music is, as corny as it sounds, music is life, bro. You know, it's kind of hard to explain, but for me growing up, I would always compare myself with others. There were a lot of intelligent people. I have a friend who's a journalist. I got my brother who was a pastor who's great with, you know, people had their thing that they were doing.
Gotcha.
And for me, I felt like music was the only thing that I was able to really communicate really well. There was a time where I literally was to myself, and I kind of used that time to discover who I was. And so I would focus more on my path, my music, and started to turn off the noise of what other people were saying, because a lot of people had opinions on the kind of stuff that I should do, but I just kind of shut that off, and I just focused really on what I liked and what I wanted, and I just got better at it. You know, I obviously started off bad, but it was just the repetition and just doing it over and over again, you know, that kind of helped me a lot. And I spent more time focusing on other people's production, saying, hey, they're good at this, I can never do that, that means I'm not that good, you know.
Gotcha.
So that was one thing that I really had to work on. And it's crazy the difference, the type of music you make, being confident in your work. Man, right now, the EP that just dropped, I got to work with Albie, dope artist, and that was a mission, bro. I learned a lot through that, but I'm just proud to finally have a project out. Man, it's always growing, bro. So I would say since I started, the thing is there's always something new to learn, and so I kind of want to have this thing where I'm confident enough where I know I'm good, but humble enough to be able to always try and learn new things and explore new things to get better at my craft, because there's always going to be something new to learn. I think for me, it's the uniqueness. I like being different, and I think that's what a lot of people kind of lack nowadays, is just being themselves and unique. I think that's the best way to stand out. I used to be worried about competition, but I realized there's no competition if you're yourself, you know? And I had the balance of also like criticizing myself, but also congratulating myself. You know, I feel like those two are important. Sometimes we focus too much on the criticism and we never get anywhere because we put ourselves down. As a producer, it used to be just to be like the top producer, but I want to use that actually to help bring others that are also producers and creatives. And I realize there's a big problem with like self-confidence, and so I want to be able to create an environment where producers and other creatives could like feel confident in what they're doing and be able to dish out work. So I want to be able to, that's what I'm kind of investing in right now. I'm really proud to be Ethiopian, bro. I just love the culture. We're very loving people. We're very like if you come to our home, bro, we're gonna make you feel like welcome, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I took a lot of those parts. Growing up, obviously, like being Abisha, like my parents never really like expressed love. They never said I love you like as often or as much, or we didn't really talk about things, but they would show through their action. And that's one of the things that I kind of took that made me kind of who I am.
Was you born in Ethiopia or was you born in?
Heck no.
Okay.
I wanted to for experience, but like I'm glad I'm born in America, bro.
Where was you born?
I was born in DC. I was born there, but I moved to Minnesota when I was like 2.
Okay.
So I was basically raised all my life.
How was Minnesota like growing up in Minnesota?
Terrible, bro.
Terrible?
I thought it was good till I moved to LA, bro. I can't believe I survived that long, bro. What the heck? First of all, the seasons are beautiful, bro, but god dang, it's cold. Just like also there's no like diversity or culture, you know, it's very plain and bland.
Okay.
I'm grateful for it, you know, it kind of helped shape who I am, but at the same time I would never live in Minnesota. Live in Minnesota. The people I love. Don't get that twisted. I know they're gonna twist my words and be like, LA, I feel like I was meant to be here, bro. Like, first of all, the weather.
Yeah.
Man. Secondly, I just love the diversity. I love the culture, and I love people that are like-minded with me. Like I'm a very artistic person, and so to be able to have those types of conversations with people, like it's really different. Like just being in that environment, you know, people who think like me creatively, you know what I'm saying? Like back in Minnesota, there wasn't too much of that. You know, everybody's doing their own thing, but in the arts, bro, there wasn't too many people like me.
Tell me about your childhood and what was the best part of it.
Man, you know what? I can't really complain about my childhood. You know, like I had it pretty good. Like my parents my dad's a pastor. I grew up in the church. I was always around people that like had faith and like always supported me and always like, you know, believed in me. And I always had close friends. I wasn't really that close with my school friends, but every Sunday I would look forward to just seeing my church friends, you know. So growing up, it was pretty chill. It was really nice. I feel like I had a lot of good memories.
Who was and is the most influential person in your life?
I would say my dad, man. Like, just to give a little context, man. Like, first of all, he did music too, so I was already inspired from that. And secondly, like, two things that really stood out for my dad was the music side of him and also the human side of him. Musically, like, he was always pushing me to do better. Like, honestly, the reason why a lot of the stuff that I do is to try to impress my dad, because anytime I would show him something, like, he would always make that blank face. What? That was good. And that would be it. And I'm like, bro, that's it. Like, so my goal was to impress my dad and try to like do things to try to impress and wow him. And as a person, man, he's just a very soft, sensitive spoken person. Like, I feel like a lot of the characters that I have is from him. And the way I live my life, like, I feel like was inspired by him, you know, like looking back now. So like, I would say my dad's the most influential. I'm very simple. So it's either watching movies or playing basketball. Like, that's like, outside of music, that's literally all I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a homebody.
Yeah, so you often play basketball a lot? Like,
just to like, I don't really work out, so it's a way for myself to feel better that I'm healthy and being active, I guess. But it's also like, like, I want to make sure I'm always the best too. Like,
all right.
One thing that I learned from Kobe, bro, was like the Mamba mentality, right? And that's how like that's a lifestyle, right? It's not really a quote, but it's not. I feel like right now for me, I play chess. I know how to play poker. I don't know, bro. I'm an avid listener. Like, I felt like I could have been a psychologist, but Yeah, bro. I just feel like anything that I really try to pick up and learn, like it's doable. You know.
Do you have any siblings, and how many?
Yeah, I got 3 siblings. 1 older brother, a younger brother, and a little sister.
What was your first job like, and did you like it? And also, what do you take out of that, out of that experience?
Man, my first job was Wendy's, bro. Like, it sounds kind of whack now, but at the moment I was excited, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm about to be making big, bro. My minimum wage was like $7.45, and I was like,
dang, $7.45?
Bro, Minnesota.
What year was this?
This is like, I know, I'm old, no god dang. That was like 2010, 2011.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, bro. I worked with a lot of like Hispanics, and so like we kind of bonded because we shared similar foreign like thought, and so like we were always having a great time.
Okay.
And like I never really saw my situation. That was kind of like the first thing that kind of helped me like shape this character that I have, which is whatever situation I'm in, I'm gonna make the best of it and make, you know what I'm saying, and try to take the most from it.
Dope.
And so working at Wendy's, bro, I learned how to talk to people, you know, how to communicate. I learned how to listen, because you have to be really like, because people get pissed when you don't get their order right. So like learning that and learning how to like be more active and more proactive. Like if we weren't doing anything, if there's no orders at the front desk, they would be like, you know, clean this, or stock that up, you know. And so like disciplining myself to be able to like make sure everything's intact and always finding something to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. What is your relationship with Christ?
I think I'm gonna make it as real as possible, bro, because I know people listen to this and I know they're gonna relate with a lot of things. It's not the most perfect relationship. I'm not always consistently reading and praying, you know. And that's the battle that I have with myself. But it's always like it's progressing, you know. Like from like where I was last year, I'm definitely better where I was now, you know. And like it's like something that I'm like being patient with myself with, you know, like not really beating myself up with, because I want that relationship really bad. But it's like I'm also gonna like, you know, gonna take my time with it, you know.
Gotcha.
So like,
if you would pick a Bible verse that you would live by every day, what would it be?
What's the one? It's like in Philippians, bro. Like Philippians, like 4:16 or something. But right, yeah, it just shows my relationship with God right here. But, no, it's like it says like God will not be done with you until He's finished like the work that He's done with you, basically. And that kind of stuck with me like till this day, because that's what gives me hope to be able to like live for tomorrow. Like, you know, God has a plan for me, and like I trust that until that's done, like, you know, like He's gonna set the path for me.
Who are your closest friends, and what do each of them mean to you? I know you have a lot of friends, but like, if you can narrow it down to like 5, or actually make it 3, you know. I know this is
like my tough question. Top 3, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to put you on the spot, but like name those 3 and like what do they mean to you?
I'm gonna be very careful with this, because I feel like I have a lot of close friends, but I'm gonna do the ones that kind of know everything. And I would say, first of all, Israel. Israel Solomon. That's my guy, man. Since the moment I moved here, bro, like he's always been there for me, made sure I was good. More than anything, like he was the only one that really cared more about my spiritual life more than anything. So he was one of the people that really made sure like my soul, my spirit was good more than anything. So he's obviously like my top. And then we got guys like Jonas, Lost Lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Mainly because we both share the same dream vision of like doing something big, you know? And so we kind of like, we understand each other and living together for like the last like year. And we just connect on a lot of levels. We have the same visions, and so it's easy to communicate with each other about the things we want to do, because we share the same vision and want to dream big. And so,
what are your relationship between you and your siblings?
It's a very unique and special one. Some may find it disturbing, some may find it funny, some may find it we need a therapist. But we just interact differently. For example, my brother the other day just calls me, and we don't even say hello. We're like, yeah, what? And then he asks a question, and I answer, and we're like, all right. We don't even say bye. We just literally hang up. And to some, it may seem like, yo, y'all need like to talk to me. Y'all need help, yo. But it's just like, that's just how we grew up, and that's just how we interact. And so it's different, but we all understand the love that we have for each other, which is really that matters. But it is different.
I wanna wake up with
Hey, shout out to Crafty Entertainment. This dude's got a crazy vision. Look out for him. He's gonna be doing some crazy things. He has a heart for it. He has a vision for it, and so he's gonna do some crazy things. I'm just glad to be a part of it and one of the first people to be in that.
Dope.
Hey, give me that fist bump. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That means some good for sure. You walk into this is
If you're a psycho, do you have a Geico?